Hello guys, and we are here today with a really great, really fun deck. Can't wait to play it. This is the Necloth Ritual Archetype. Finally, I've got it. Now I am doing this on Yugioh Pro. This is not Dev Pro. The reason why I'm doing this on Yugioh Pro is because Dev Pro is very, very buggy. On here, it's not as buggy. There's only one bug really, and that is where you can tribute Collateral Mirror for some reason. And if you do, it doesn't do anything. Be it on Dev Pro, it's really buggy where you can tribute the monster you're trying to ritual summon and you don't get anything. And so I am not playing it on that. And even with Collateral Mirror, you can't even use the Necloth monsters, which is really important for a lot of key combos of this deck. Be it otherwise, as far as the deck goes, it likes to make your opponent go minus, especially with the Trishula. You just want to pretty much spam your Trishula, and that is why I'm also running a couple of other cards in here that help make my opponent go minus. Now, do note that there is going to be an update on this deck because eventually they're going to release the a new Necloth monster, and I don't know its discard effect because all the Necloth ritual monsters have an effect where you can discard them for one reason or another. Be it this one is a level 8, and he has the effect where you contribute from your hand or your side of the field to draw cards equal to number that you attributed. And this is really good because pretty much what I do is I try to go from Trishula to that card, because then you can go +1 with Shrit, and I'll explain how once we get to Shrit's effect. Yet, let's go in real quick. We're running one Gishki Chain. This guy looks at the top 3 cards of your deck and then allows you to add one ritual monster or ritual spell that you found there, and if not, then you can put all the rest in any order on the top of your deck. We're running him because I want another target for Moray of Greed when we get down to that card. Now, for our Stratus of the deck, we run 2 Mantra of the 10,000 hand. This card is at 3, so you can play him, and he's really nice. Search out any of your ritual monsters or your ritual spell card. Really great because you really need to get those ritual spell cards to your hand. 1 Gen Releaser of Rituals helps make your opponent go minus, because once you get it, the one you want to get on is Trishula. Once you get it, your opponent just can't special summon at all. So now they just pretty much can't play the game, and really helps with the idea of making your opponent go minus. And then we have 1 tour guide from the Underworld who will special summon Gen. So we have one that will special summon Gen, and then the other 2 will just special summon each other. And then allows for ring 3 plays. Do note that the extra deck really isn't that important. Like, you don't really use the extra deck because one of the key monsters in the deck effect will hurt you if you try to use the extra deck too often. And so, like, I tried it at first where I was running Astro Force, and it just didn't work. Like, pretty much, like, sometimes in games I'll just summon Tour Guide and just won't even XZ summon. Yet it's still nice to have because there's still a lot of rank 3s that were really nice in the game, and if you want to try it with Astro Force, then that is really good. And then Gramble is good, this format, I absolutely love Gramble. And then for our Necloth monster, we run Necloth Caster Shrit. Now, when he is tributed, you can search out a Warrior Necloth monster. And that is the whole thing with that new monster coming out, is where you can tribute him from your hand, and then, or from your side of the field. You can tribute him, draw a card, and then Shrit's effect will activate, and you will be able to add a ritual, Warrior type ritual Necloth monster. Now, do note that there is another searcher in this deck that has the same effect called Necloth Sorcerer. The reason we don't run him is because he will search out a spellcaster, and caster will search out any of the warriors, and this guy can search out all the other Necloth monsters. So it's really no point in running him. We do note that caster can also take on the full tribute also, so it helps with spamming the Trishulas if you just have the Shrit on board. And then we have Trishula. This is pretty much the same effect as Trishula. Banish 1 from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. 1 a hand is at random. And besides that, you can discard him from the hand to negate something that's targeting a Necloth monster. So that is really, really nice to have just for protection. 1 Gunyear. This has probably one of the better effects of Necloth monsters, because a lot of the Necloth monsters, you can only activate it once ever when they're summoned, but yet Necloth Gunyear, you can activate her effect twice. Once during your turn, once during your opponent's turn, and so that's really nice. And just by discarding 1 Necloth card, target 1 card on your field, destroy it. so that is really nice. And if it said tribute, then it would be even better, and then Yugioh would be really good. Besides that, you can discard it to target a Necloth monster, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect. Really great for protecting your monsters, and that is her main purpose. Otherwise, I just use her to pop stuff. And then Brayonic, who we've already gone over his discarding effect, which is to search any of our Necloth ritual monsters. Be it if you want to ritual summon him, you can target 1 or 2 monsters on the field that will special from the extra deck and shuffle them into the deck. Works really well with pendulums because they don't go back to the extra deck, they go back to the deck. Yet otherwise, they are really fun to. He's really fun to have, just to search with. Like he's our main searcher, really. For our ritual monsters, mind you, we like to use to search out. I like to use to search out the ritual spell cards. And then we have Necloth Unicorn. We run him at 3, and his discard effect is a cycling, where you can add any Necloth card from your graveyard to your hand. But his main effect is to negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field that was special from the extra deck. Works really well in Shaddoll matchups because he will negate Winda, and then you'll be able to get him out and then be able to make a Trishula. Sometimes, and there's a combo with him where you can also get out a free search. And then we're running Rejeki, just off the ban list. I know I did a video on this, but yet seeing how this deck likes to make your opponent go minus and can stop special summoning, I feel like this is really decent. And if you can get the right cards to hit the graveyard, maybe you can banish them with Trishula. So Rejeki, definitely. I definitely would run Rejeki. And then we have Moray of Greed. This helps because you wouldn't think that a deck that has so many searchers would have hand problems, yet sometimes you just get too many ritual monsters or not the right ritual monsters. We really can't do anything until you might need to return those to the hand. So Moray of Greed is really nice to do that. And then we have 3 preparation rights. This card will search out any level 7 or lower ritual monsters, but yet do note that Brayonic is lower than level 7, so technically you can search out any just by discarding him. But yet it will also add a ritual spell card from your graveyard to your hand. This is our main card that allows us to go plus, because it's 1 card that gets us 2, 1 from the grave, 1 from the deck, and then you can just go off and do all of your shenanigans. So really great if they just blow up your field and you lose your field for whatever reason. And then Powder Duality allows us to go through our deck pretty much another Gishki chain, be it this time, even if there is a ritual monster, we get to add something. 1 Powdered Economy, we're running this because we're running Sea Serpent, Fairy, Fiend, Rock, Warrior, Spellcaster, and then the extra deck has zombies, dragons, pretty much. So there's decent chance of you, most of the time this can go on, like, it isn't that hard. Then for our Necloth Ritual Spell cards, we have Necloth Exomeo. Both of these guys you can only use to Ritual Summon once per turn. So that is the main thing. This guy allows you to tribute monsters from your hand or field or banish, which does not mean tribute Necloth monsters from the graveyard. This is really important because if you decide to side in Mask of Restrict, which is a really good card against, Clipboard, you can still Ritual Summon, be able to be completely by banishing all. And so you can use that, and Shred will still count as the entire tribute if you banish it. So that is really nice. Besides that, if you can pull no monsters, banish this card, and a Necloth monster, the one I like to banish is Unicorn, to search out another Necloth spell card from your deck to your hand. Now, I like how it says Necloth spell card, because 1, you can search out Exomirror with an Exomirror, and so that's pretty nice. Yet I have a feeling that maybe we might see some new non-ritual spell cards, Necloth cards, that might come in that might help the deck out a lot. So we run 3 of these, and then only 2 Kaleido Meals, because you really only need 2. You can, this guy allows you to do the same thing as Exomirror, where you contribute from your hand or field and is restricted to only one ritual summon with this card per turn. Yet it also has its condition is that you have to send 1 monster for that ritual summon, just 1 monster that equals the level, of course. Besides that, you can summon multiple monsters, and then it has the added bonus where you can send monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard. So it has to be 1 monster, no matter how you're using it, has to be 1 monster, but yet you can summon multiple. Now do note that these guys, Garnier and Trishula, and the new one that's going to be coming out, you cannot ritual summon this with level 9 monsters for Trishula, level 7 for Garnier, and the level 8 for the new one that's coming out. So really the only ones you can use this with is Brayonic and Unicorn. And you can use it with Gunir and Unicorn Cavern both by sending a Star Eater, because that's 11, and 4 plus 7 is 11. The main combo that you use this with is with Unicorn, because you can discard Herald of Rainbow Light to summon Unicorn, and then Unicorn will get off that search. So, as I was saying, there's a combo we can get off the search, and what I like to do is search out Exomir, because it's really easy to get Trishula to hand just with like Prep and Bionic and Manju's. Like, it's just really easy. So I always try to search out the visual spell cards whenever I can. And so it really helps in just being able to set up, and then Unicorn will stun your opponent the same way Jin will, where they won't have access to the extra deck. Well, they'll have access to it, yet it wouldn't do much because they can't use their effects. And then we're running 1, Map Change Second. This card can allow us to change any of our level 7 or lower water monsters to a level 8 Master Acid, aka Harpy's Feather Duster. Really nice, I feel. I mean, we're running Rejected, why not run Harpy's Feather Duster? Makes sense to me. But do note his effect will be negated if you have Unicorn on board, and that is something that can be annoying. Also do note if an X-Deck monster is supposed to summon like to Soul Charge or Call the Hunted, or by some other means from the graveyard, their effects will not be negated. They have to spend last special summon from the X-Deck in order for Unicorn to negate their effect. So we have Mass Change Second to blow up the back row. And then we have 1 Breakthrough Skill and 1 Compulse. That's it for our trap cards besides the 3 Royal Decrees. Help with the whole idea of making your opponent go minus and helps make sure our plays go through. So I really like to run Royal Decree in rituals, because it's just that traps can just wreck rituals, because you just can't use going and using so many cards in this deck. Obviously it doesn't go plus that much, it just kind of stays even. Yet ritual monsters can easily tip over because you have the same number of cards in hand, yet your number of usable cards is different. Like you only have maybe 1 or 2 out of the 4 or 3 or 4 cards you have in hand. So Royal Decree helps make sure that our plays go through and we aren't stuck in those positions where we can't do anything. And then for Extra Deck, not much. We have Master Acid, just Harpy Feather Duster for Master and Second. Star Eater, use them for Kaleidoscope Mirror, and all of our synchros we use for Kaleidoscope Mirror. The Star Eater for Gunir and Unicorn. Stardust for if we're trying to get out 2 Unicorn, and then Rainbow Lights for our Unicorn. You can also run Quasar if you want to get out 2 Bionics, and you could also run a level 6 if you want to get out 1 Bionic. See, it just isn't important. Like I mainly use it for Unicorn. Like it'd be in one of those situations, and I'd recommend that you have just some simple, easy, cheap budget level 6. Like what is it? God, I can't remember what it is, like Warrior something. This is like level 6 Warrior Synchro that you could run. That's the common. But yeah, that's it for Synchros. So for the X deck that's actually usable, our card, he's pretty much one of our main ones that we make, because he will just pop back row, so it's really nice if you have a tour guide and you already have all the cards you need in hand, and so you can pop back row real quick. And then Levier. Levier is really nice when you go to banish your Vladimir and a Necloth monster, because you can use Levier to special summon Unicorn or Stretback, so it's really great in helping your cycling, or even to cycle a Jin if you have banished it. And then we have 1 Mech Crypt Engineer. Its effect doesn't even matter because you don't use it unless you're getting that because of Unicorn, because most of the time when I have Trishula, I probably have Unicorn already on board. But it's really nice if you do have Trishula, and especially if you have a Jin Trishula. In that case, then I highly recommend that you make that Crypt Engineer, so that way you have some form of protection. And then we have Dante. Dante, like, he's just in here when I was working with Astral Force. You can run something else if you want. Yeah, besides that, the really only use he has is that you can try to get the Ritual Spell cards into the grave for prep if you have that in hand. That is something I would do. And besides that, he's a 28 meter. He helps run through the deck and helps set up for part of the economy plays if you don't mill that. Yet, really, there's just no need to. Like, sometimes I just special summon to Jin, release her, and that's all I'll do. Like, this deck would be probably really decent if Sangan was back, because it'll allow you to search out Shrit and Manju. Yeah, Manju would be probably the main card you'd search out if you had if Sangan was legal. Because this deck just doesn't special summon from the extra deck. Because 1, he hurts, and 2, it would do it more if it wasn't for Unicorn negating it Yeah, negate the effect of all face-up monsters that was special from the extra deck. And so that is why this deck will never work with Shaddolls, because Miracle will negate your Shaddol monsters, and it just won't work. Like it follows the same way that Shaddolls work, where they punish for special summoning, but yet nope, it just won't work. It won't. But yeah, that's the deck profile of what I think of Necloth. I just can't wait for this deck to come out. I really like it. It's really fun, and I think it's going to be really interesting. I mean, we'll probably won't see it until, for the TCG, until January. Mid-January to early February is what I'm thinking is when Secret of Evolution will be coming out. Yet I could be wrong. But otherwise, I think this deck, yeah, is really, really great. Can't wait for the more support to come out to see how it's going to evolve. And, ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I just really like this deck. And I hope you guys too. As far as my playstyle with it, the only way I've been able to test it out is against the bot, because Yugioh Pro does not like me using this deck online in the multiplayer, so I haven't been able to test it out against real people. Yet against Shaddolls, specifically Artifact Shaddolls, because that's the best deck the AI has, it works really well against. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. And don't forget to check out the annotations that will be appearing over here if I've added those, and the links in the descriptions, which will be there, more than likely. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye.
Hey, if you could click on the links and on the annotation to see the duel with this deck or some of my other videos, that would really help. And check out the links in the description to watch some of me and my friends' videos, and even something that could help make this deck a reality for you. See you guys later. Bye.